Sunshine, yeah, moonlight, good times,
Welcome to the Blame It on the Boogie podcast. This is season number 2, episode number 16. Can you believe it?
We back.
We are back and better than ever.
I
got with me my brother from another mother, Antoine DOOZE Williams from Florissant, Missouri. I got Dorian, the Almighty Brown, the Wonder Mouse from Richmond, Virginia, Richmond, California. And of course, you got me, Rod D, right here from the Detroit, Michigan. But hey, it's gonna be a lot of them tonight too. But it ain't about where we at. It's all about where we from, and we all from the boogie. We just 3 brothers here doing what we love doing best, and that's talking about a little thing we call sports. So we gonna get right into it. Doran?
What?
Well, I mean, we might as well get to the
Hey, D, I was interested to see what you had to say.
Right, like, huh?
Hey, Doran, I looked, I'm like,
right.
Well, he's supposed to be ready, man. He always ready.
Supposed to give like a little soliloquy or something.
Let's talk about
I don't know what he talking.
What just happened last week, and that is the wonderful NBA draft. Show my graphic. There we go. NBA draft.
Well, actually, you know something. We can actually.
You don't want to do that yet?
Well, because the only reason I say this is because this ain't gonna take long.
Okay. We're gonna let Dorian type right quick.
Since the last time we talked, all we did was talk about Game 7.
Mm-hmm.
But we got
notice all my Celtic gear came in last week too. As well.
Got to give a shout out to the Panthers. You know, they won the Stanley Cup.
Yes, they did. They came to play in Game 7 though.
So
it was scary.
High school classmates Jason Tatum and Matthew Tkachuk both got chips. So you know, shout out
of each other.
Shout out to Chaminade High School over there in St. Louis, producing champions. Not like we do on the east side though, but
no,
but champions.
That's beside the point.
We are the city of champions. Y'all know that.
So that was really it for. I mean, think about it. What is it that's really going on in any other sports? So the Panthers won the Stanley Cup. What's that? What we got? The MLB All-Star game coming up. When is the MLB All-Star game?
Like in a week or so, week and a half, something like that.
Okay.
It's usually the second, right around the second week of July. Okay,
so my question is, who been watching baseball to know?
I ain't watched not one. I watched.
You already know I haven't been watching.
I think total all year I've watched one full game, about 9 innings. Well, we were just talking off the air. The reason for it is because I don't know if there's a dispute between Bally Sports and Comcast, but we don't have Bally Sports anymore, which showed all the Tigers games. And I'm not running around trying to find out what channel they on or getting the app so I can watch the Tigers. You know, I like baseball, but not like that.
Not enough.
Not like that. Doran is the baseball person.
I was trying to see, and that's the thing is that I haven't watched any. I shouldn't say any, but hardly any baseball.
Mm-hmm. I did watch I watched the College World Series. I did watch that.
Now, see, I didn't really watch all. I watched some of the College World Series, but not all of it. But
yeah, I was watching it when Tennessee and A&M were going at it. So I did watch that. I mean, but and the reason for that is because there was no other sports on at the time, so I had to watch something, and that was on. But Yeah, people gonna hate us. Well, baseball fans gonna hate us because that ain't something I'm gonna talk about. Not until the playoffs.
Well,
But I do know that my Cardinals have made it back to 500.
Mm-hmm.
We're at 500. I don't know if they're still there.
man, all I know is that last week, the daycare had family day at the ballpark, and my wife was supposed to get tickets and forgot, and they was playing the Reds. I just got a brand new Reds jersey. Just got a brand new Reds jersey to go to the game, and she forgot to get the ticket. So,
yeah, the Cardinals are. They're
shout
actually
out,
3 games above.
shout out to Tara.
Yeah.
right.
Shout out to Tara.
And the Reds now we in a slump. We done lost 4 out of the last. We done lost 6 out of the last 10 games. So we now in 4th place with the Cubs, with the Scrubs.
Shout out to Tara, because if you went to the game, y'all probably would have started a winning streak. So,
So, but to be honest though, even with the All-Star game, the Major League Baseball All-Star game, I don't know who in it.
I know Judge will be there. Aaron Judge will be there.
Cast, okay? Judge gonna be in it. What's his name? Soto is gonna be in it.
Shohei,
man, you can't help but put Shohei in it. Ellie De La Cruz probably.
Oh yeah, De La Cruz.
Reds.
Yo guy. Yeah.
Right.
He'll be there.
But I don't know anybody else because I haven't really watched it like I normally watch baseball. I haven't.
So,
there hasn't really been anything to spark my interest in Major League Baseball. Probably the last couple of years. Even with the new rule changes, they're supposed to make the game quicker. They steal in more bases, and all that kind of stuff. I just honestly, baseball just doesn't do it for me like it used to.
But see, that's the that's the problem with baseball in general is that they lost a lot. When the game was boring, you lost a whole lot of fans. And now that you're trying to make it a little bit more exciting, well, it was boring to me back in the day. I don't know if I want to give you a second chance to watch it again. Again, I watched during at the end of the season when the pennant race heats up. I'll watch then. Because usually, well, not these last few years, but the Cards are somewhere in there. You get to watch some good games. So I used to do that, and I watch during the playoffs. But other than that, I mean,
but why?
Watch it during the playoffs.
What is it? What is it? Why? Is it the length of the season? Is it just that it's always the length of the season and the fact that means there's so many games on? Or what is it about baseball that you just no longer watch it anymore?
I do think it's the length of the season because, 162 games, man, that's a long time.
Yeah, it's harder to find a value in individual games when there's so many games being played. That's just crazy to 162 games, and it's hard to keep up with because if I go, it's like this. I can go a week without looking at any baseball highlights. And then, within the standings, they're going to be a couple of games up or a couple of games down. They're not going to really change that much. So I don't have to follow it every game. Basketball, I got to follow it. Football, I got to follow it. Baseball, not so much because it's just too much. Plus the fact that, up until recently when the games were, 3-2, that ain't fun. I want to sit there for 9 innings and watch. And now, when everybody was trying to hit home runs or bust, striking out, that ain't fun. Back in the 80s when the Cardinals were playing, and you had whitey ball going on, they were stealing bases and doing all this. It was exciting. Yeah, there's a lot of excitement going, a lot of action, but now it's so. It's kind of it's boring and kind of drawn out. It's not it's much excitement going on. So I'm not one of the ones that they're gonna be able to make all that money off of because now I will admit going to the game is fun, but that I enjoy. Unless you're sitting behind a damn wall. Unless you're sitting behind a wall, like in Anaheim Stadium. Man, we didn't see Jack. The stupidest thing ever
And Shohei hit one out that night too.
And we couldn't see it.
And we couldn't see nothing. And we were literally at the game. And all we heard was smack. We was like, where'd it go? Where'd it go? we couldn't see nothing.
We saw it on replay.
Right? We couldn't see nothing.
I can watch that on TV at home.
Like, these are the most horrible seats.
I will never understand that stadium.
I don't know who
bro.
created the shape of that stadium.
I will never understand that stadium. But now I know why those tickets were available.
why they were $20 a piece.
It was $20 a piece.
Y'all probably like, we got lucky.
now you know. Shoot.
That was so what would, well, let me ask this question then. What would make it less boring?
That's a great question.
Be able to get you to draw you back, or even so, dudes, to make you watch. What would baseball need?
I would say it's probably less games because like I said, normally I would just pick up in the playoffs, especially definitely anytime the Cardinals make the playoffs or whatever, I would just start watching in the playoffs. But so I think if the season was a little bit shorter.
See, so here's the thing. Baseball has a bad taste in my mouth because of dude's brother Bo.
Put a bad taste in your mouth.
Not like baseball. When he hit a line drive shot in dude's backyard,
off your nose.
And I ain't like baseball since. So,
well, I mean that could be all of us. Bo he did all of us in.
Bo made LeBron quit football.
Yeah, I was crying because Bo wouldn't play catch with me. So my mother made him. She threatened him and made him play catch with me. So he purposely hit me in the face with the ball. And so after that, I hid my glove under the furnace in the basement.
No, but Bo hit a shot D, and dude's backyard used to have them little divots. It hit the divot and it didn't go the direction it was supposed to go. It came behind the glove as I had it down, covering up the what I'm supposed to cover up.
And one of your testicles got replaced.
the jewelry box.
One of your testicles got replaced.
Man,
by baseball.
So, and from that moment on,
Roger used to catch pretty good too. You used to catch pretty good too. I remember that.
Right, catch one night.
I can catch. When we played court ball in the alley, I had my little curve ball.
When we hit them 9 consecutive home runs off JJ.
Was he crying? I think he was crying.
He was mad.
We hit 9 straight home runs. I want to pitch. Okay. Smack. Smack. Smack.
Yeah, I knew that was going to be a bad idea.
That was a great game, though.
I think I hit a bus.
Somebody hit the bus.
Yeah, and something. The funny thing to me,
all I could do is hit and run. That's all I could do.
The reason I asked the question is because I think the same thing. I wonder what baseball could do to get me back. Really, I don't have the, even when I'm at home and I get the opportunity to watch a game, I have to watch on my tablet, of course, because the smallest person in the house got control of the biggest television.
Yeah, you get no TV time.
But even when it's a game on, I choose to find something else to watch. I would never do that if I have a choice between a movie and a basketball game. I'm gonna watch a basketball game. If I got a choice between a movie and a football game, I'm gonna watch a football game. But when I have a choice between the movie, even one on TNT, which means I didn't see
commercials
as before, I'm still going to watch that rather than watch a baseball game. And it was never like that. I could always sit and watch a baseball game.
Answer this for me. Do you think maybe if they cut the game maybe 2 innings shorter, it'll be a sense of urgency for the teams to, do more earlier in the game to win the game, maybe?
The only issue with that is then you changing the rules So then you look at records. You know how the
I don't want to.
The records were set up.
I don't want to change the rules. That I don't want to get away. I guess what I'll say is I wouldn't want to get away from the traditions of the game. I'm still a traditionalist in many kinds of ways. I hate a lot of the changes that have been made to a number of different sports or whatever, right? So I wouldn't necessarily want to get away from the 9 innings, but baseball is one of those things where they're just, I don't know, it just always seems like it ain't nothing going on.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
There's too much downtime.
Yeah, it really is. It's like
too much standing around.
Yeah, you know, even though in football it's kind of the same thing. They go to the huddle and then they come back or whatever, but it's still only 40 seconds or whatever. You know.
But to me, seriously, the downfall of baseball came during the when McGuire when they was trying to hit 70 home runs, because that's when even they had what was his name? The pitchers for the Braves. The chicks dig the long ball.
Smoltz and Maddox. And,
when the chicks dig the long ball thing, everybody started trying to hit home runs, and nobody was concerned about hitting the actual baseball. Right. It used to be that, you know, if you average less than 280, you go into the minors. Now you bet 280, you in the top 10 in batting average. You know, so it's not, they don't look to do the fundamentals of the game that we grew up learning about. It's all about I gotta hit a home run. If I don't get a home run, we're not scoring, because there's no other strategy in it.
But then that's like basketball and a 3-pointer though.
Exactly.
But
analytics is killing us, man.
The difference with basketball though is at least it's back and forth. It changes possessions and it's
constant action.
With baseball, it's like they don't put the ball in play enough. If they put the ball in play and you had enough, you know, action that was happening enough times, I think that it would be more exciting. I don't know how you would do that or whatever. But
it's the philosophy thing.
What also bothers me about baseball is that for me, in the same way that I could watch a 10-run game, I could watch a 1-0 game. If a pitcher is out there really shooting, you know. But now they don't let that happen. Now they taking pitchers out after the 5th inning. There are no more complete games. You're never going to get another no-hitter because they're not going to let anybody throw 9 innings.
Well, they do combined no-hitters now,
which is whack.
That's
you know. But at the same time, what's also crazy is that if Greg Maddux was coming up now, they would not give him a look.
Did he throw too soft?
He throw too slow. He ain't throwing at least 90 miles an hour. Now, if you ain't throwing at 90. Least 97.
Exactly. That's just 97.
You know, they don't want you. But Greg Maddux was throwing 87, 88. I think the fastest he ever threw was like maybe 91. But he one of the greatest pitchers ever because he, you know. But yeah, so it's just so much that has kind of changed for me with baseball, and like you said, it started with that because they couldn't let the Michael Jordan effect. Let's go back to the Michael Jordan effect.
MJ.
Baseball wanted to continue having a McGuire Sosa type thing going on. They wanted to continue having somebody hitting 50, 60, 70 home runs. Well, really before that, you didn't have nobody hit. That year was really an anomaly with 2 players hitting that many home runs. But after that happened, because of the excitement and because everybody was coming to the games and because everybody was watching games on TV,
viewership.
Now they got to have that every year instead of letting that be the anomaly and continuing playing the game that people enjoy. Well, then they wanted to have that every game. Well, what did that end up doing? That ended up forcing the steroid era, which they now vilify, which was their fault in the first place. Right?
That they made billions of dollars off of.
that they made billions of dollars off of, right? And now they want to vilify all of the people that were involved in it as if they didn't contribute to it in any way, right?
And capitalize off of it.
Right. And then the game got extremely boring because, like Rodney said, all they wanted was get on base, no more steals, no more hit and runs.
You gotta let him hit that homer.
No more hit and runs, no more doing that kind of stuff. And now we want to get 2 people on base so our 3rd and 4th hitters and 5th hitters can try to hit 3-run homers. That's where the shift came in. Before, it wasn't no shifting because people was doing hit and run. I'm hitting it the opposite way. I'm doing such and such. Now you get a right-hand hitter up. Well, all he trying to do is hit it over 500 feet over left field. So I'm just gonna shift the whole defense because that's where he gonna hit it every single time. So I think that baseball was kind of its own downfall in that way.
And the thing is, not only because we're not the exceptions, we're the rules. Brothers don't get into baseball like we used to, right? There's we used to go in when we were young. We didn't have a whole bunch of, because the problem with baseball is hard to get 2 teams together to go to the sandlot and play a baseball game.
That's why we had court ball.
That's why you had court ball
and actual baseball diamonds.
We played court ball in the backyard, and it was fun. That was cool, right? Plus, we ain't had to do no running. That was my favorite part. So all I had to do was get out there and hit the ball, pitch the ball. That was cool. But you've lost a whole generation of people. You've lost a whole segment of people because, like I said, brothers don't play basketball. The inner city kids don't play baseball no more. I don't even know if they have a baseball league. We still had Corey. What do you call it? Corey League?
Corey League. I think so.
They might have. If they do, it is nothing like it was when we was growing up.
Yeah. Back then, boy,
it was everywhere.
Every in the city wanted to play baseball.
Man.
But now, and
everybody had a team just about it. Corey, it was just too far from us.
Where I live, man, bro, I can tell you. Now I see basketball posters all the time. I see football posters. I don't see none of soccer posters. They got the kids playing soccer now. I don't see nothing for no baseball.
Football all everywhere.
And
football
it's
leagues and camps.
When you look at the rosters, you got out of 25-man roster, 21 of them are Hispanic. So, hey, like you said, D, baseball was his own worst enemy. Yeah. And to answer your question, what will it take to bring me back? I really don't know because the game just doesn't appeal to me like that anymore. Like I said, I enjoy going. I'll go to the game because the atmosphere at the game is different. You don't care what happens at the game because I'm going to get my popcorn, I'm going to get my hot dog. I'm going to experience the atmosphere.
He's fat.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's fat.
Hey, bro, I look at it every day. I know I'm fat. But you go to enjoy the ambiance of the game. I don't ambiance at home. I'm just watching.
I like
and then the announcers, man.
That's why I like to go to different places because you get to see the different stadiums and you know that kind of thing.
And then the baseball announcers, D, that's the other issue. Baseball announcers are so boring right now. You don't have a Joe Buck. You don't have them out there.
Did you hear Snoop doing the game?
I didn't even hear him.
He was doing the it was Milwaukee and San Diego. Snoop is funny, man. Snoop is funny. Snoop is a fool. But it kind of made the game a little bit more exciting just because he's funny. But yeah, no, I'm with you, Rod. The announcers really, a lot of them don't necessarily make it better.
So yeah, they don't give you a chance to enjoy the games anymore. But the thing is, it goes back to there's not a whole lot for them to get excited about because there's not a whole lot of stuff happening in the baseball game. So
yes, there's a lot of dead space. So.
Yeah,
a lot of it.
Yeah, so we talked about baseball for 20 minutes.
Right.
So obviously it wasn't too much dead space.
Dina caused us 20 minutes of baseball.
Well, I mean, I'm just it was a good discussion though. Yeah. We started off talking about the All-Star game and then end up talking about baseball in itself. So we talked about hockey, baseball. I mean, is anything going on in football other than these contracts?
AA Ron finally came back from Egypt.
He finally showed up?
Yeah, he finally came back from Egypt and was practicing with the team. So
that's about it. Egyptian lover. Remember that?
But yeah, football starts on the 18th. So we got a little bit over 2 weeks, and we get into football.
Seriously, he went to Egypt?
Yeah, he was in Egypt. He was on vacation in Egypt. That was the reason why he couldn't be at the mandatory OTAs.
Brother was in Egypt.
Didn't he know when mandatory OTAs were long before?
He knew.
He still planned the vacation.
He knew,
pretty much.
But he decided, and it's just, that's an AA Ron, man. That's why I don't think the Jets gonna do anything. I think everybody will get fired at the end of the year because it ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work. AA Ron wants to be the coach, the general manager, and the starting quarterback. So it's still in the a phrase from Stephen A. It's an accident waiting to happen. So, but that's all. I'm saying football doesn't really start for another 2 weeks. Then it's time to start worrying about my fantasy football team.
Yeah, we got a draft coming up soon. But yeah, I don't think the Giants are gonna be on Hard Knocks. Am I really interested in seeing the Giants on Hard Knocks?
Not really.
I was wondering who's gonna be on there this year.
Not really. You got Brian Daboll, who they say is losing his team. The team don't want to listen to him. So I mean that's really the only thing that you're gonna be looking at to see what because hell, who's the quarterback?
It's still Daniel Jones, ain't it?
Daniel Jones, yeah, who is hurt most of the time, and they got the rookie receiver. He might get a lot of airtime, but that's about it. Ain't nothing gonna happen on that.
Right, because I mean they lost Saquon.
Yeah, Saquon gone. Yep. Mm-hmm. So and they didn't really get a whole lot of new people. So
right,
that's just gonna be. I really don't even watch Hard Knocks that much. I might get 5 to 10 minutes here and there.
I actually watched it last year. I normally watch it. It depends on which team it is.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it ever really interested me. I guess because I don't like reality TV.
And that's my thing. I'm not a big reality TV person.
So it was just kind of one of the things like, do I really want to watch this? Nah.
So all right, can we talk about basketball now?
Basketball is my favorite sport.
I like the way they dribble up and down the court. Just
Let's talk about our NBA draft takes.
So it's Dr. J and Moses Malone. I like slam dunks and taking it to the hoop. My favorite play is the alley. I like the pick and roll. I like the give and go. Well, it's basketball with Mr. Curtis Blow. Basketball.
So we're gonna have a copyright infringement.
Tell me where you in the joint. The night club scored 100 points. So that's one title back to back. I just wanted to get to that part. That's all.
Right. I know you did. We gave your boys shouts last week. But guess what? This week, guess who we talking about?
Not the Cowboys.
not the Knicks.
We are not
the New York Knicks, baby.
We are not talking about the Knicks. No.
We are talking about the New York Knicks, baby.
Orange and blue skies, huh, Rod? Orange and blue skies.
And blue skies, man. Orange and blue skies. But no, we so the draft was what, Wednesday and Thursday, which
was the NBA really needs to look at that, because I'm pretty sure the Thursday ratings, the only thing they were trying to tune in for to see where Bronny got drafted.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, it was a waste of time.
And you pretty much knew where he was going to get drafted, but
exactly.
It was just a slight chance that he might have went somewhere else.
But having 2 days for the NBA draft doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, especially when the only contracts that are guaranteed is the first round contracts. Mm-hmm. So those second round players may be on the team, may not. I mean, that's like the NFL having a whole day just to talk about the 7th round. So I'm not a fan of the 2-day thing. I think it was an
experiment,
a failure,
experiment gone wrong.
Yeah, because again, no one was really watching the second round. All they did was, I'm gonna look at my phone. All right, cool. Such and such got drafted. Okay, what happened? Okay, this what happened. I mean, there were a lot of trades in the second round. But and we said this several times with this draft, you really didn't know the names of the people in the draft. So trading for a second round player that you don't really know is not exciting. So I don't see. I hope they relook at that and realize, you know what, we tried it. It ain't gonna work. We're not the NFL, not yet. Now, if it was like 5 or 6 rounds, even like it used to be, right? They used to have 4 rounds?
4 rounds.
Yeah. So if not, you have 4 rounds. Okay, cool. First and second the first day, third and fourth on the second day. I can understand that. But you got 2 rounds. Why do you need a whole?
Crazy. They used to have 4 rounds, and neither one of us ever got drafted.
None of us got drafted. I don't understand that. That's just crazy.
We suck.
I ain't suck. Go ahead,
I'm just thinking about how I can't even really say we talking about the second round and the second day. Hell, the first day wasn't really all that exciting.
It wasn't.
I didn't know anybody pretty much.
I mean, how anticlimactic was the first pick? After the first pick, it was just kind of like, and then who the hell was the first pick?
Ricochet. What's his name?
Come on,
Zach. Is Zachary Ricochet?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. Okay.
And then Alex Sarr. Again, names you ain't never heard of before. Because these French players that played, overseas, nobody knew who these players were. What was it? So you had, what was the first? I think Reed. Well, Reed did play. He was third. He played in college. 4th didn't play in college. 5th didn't play in college. Who was
the fourth played in college.
Who?
The 4th was Castle.
From San Antonio. Okay, 4th didn't play in college. Okay.
Yeah, so the 5th pick didn't play in college. The 6th pick didn't. The 11th pick didn't. The 12th pick didn't. The 23rd didn't. The 25th didn't. But I mean, still in all, you watch it essentially kind of for the lottery.
And that's it.
But
I was gonna say, man, more importantly, what's the reason that the foreign players and let me say the more traditional route? What's the reason that the more traditional route isn't working like it used to be, or as effective as it used to be, as far as finishing in the lottery or in the first round? Because now, as we see, you have the foreign players going early in the draft, and most of the college players and
G League.
What's the reason? I mean, I know, but I just want to hear you guys' opinion.
For me, I think one, the college game is not coveted anymore. And the reason that the college game is not coveted anymore is because all you hear them talk about is these players being too old. How the hell is a 22-year-old too old? Like they was talking about Dalton Connect. Who can play. Everybody know, man, dude can play. He can ball. But they was like, oh, he's 23 years old. Okay. He's 23.
Exactly.
So it's like,
what does it have to do with his skills?
Right. What does it have to do with his skills? And the fact that I remember when they coveted those older players that had stayed in college for, 3 years, 2 years, 3 years, that they weren't as raw, that they had learned the game, understood how to play the game, and so on and so forth. Now it's like they want these kids who know absolutely nothing about the game, but how to dribble and shoot and do all this kind of stuff. So now why do I need to go to college? Because at first I needed to go to college, so go someplace where I could be for 2 to 3 years, and get a chance to improve my game, hone my skills. Now they don't need to do that. They only need to go for a year, and then that way they don't have to go. Now they can just go play in the G League or go play with whoever the UNIQUE team is, or however that works, and then do the same thing. So I don't necessarily see anything wrong with it, so to speak, but still.
No, but you are right in that scouts are looking at college is different now. It's the thing that makes me laugh is what they're more concerned with potential now than production. It's all about the potential. I got a player that averages, like Alex Sarr, averaged 9 points a game, right? 9 points a game, 5 rebounds. He's a second pick,
right?
Because
folks is mad at Bronny for being the 55th pick for only averaging 4.8 points.
Exactly.
So,
but nobody said about the second pick only averaged 9.
And now, mind you, Zach Edey did go a lot higher than I thought he was going to go. But Zach Edey averaged, he was the 2-time college player of the year. 2-time. How many players have actually been 2-time college player of the year?
And he's 7'40".
Say again?
I said, and he's 7'40".
Exactly. And 478 pounds. So, he's a big dude. But they look at him and say, well, we saw him for 4 years, right? But this dude, I saw him for 6 months, and I think he's going to be the next great thing, because that's what D. D?
The Michael Jordan effect.
What is it called?
It's the Michael Jordan effect.
That's what it is.
MJ.
They think this.
We found one. Yeah.
Right. Alex Sarr might be the next great thing, because he is 7 foot tall. He does run the floor, like a shooting guard.
And he can play.
He can play. He plays defense. But again, I'm just looking at the tape that I saw of him playing in these other leagues. Right. I haven't seen him play against any of these college players or whatever. I haven't seen him play against anybody that, matter of fact, any of the folks that really got drafted. So I don't know if the level of competition is anywhere close to what it is in college. But again, they're looking at the potential for this guy. Now, whether or not he fulfills his potential is something different. But the college players, man, they see them for 30 games minimum each year. Right? They're on TV. They got NIL deals. They know about them. They've been watching them in high school. So they see them and they say, well, I know what this person can do, but I don't know what this dude can do. I think he has the potential to be great. Which now then you go out and get somebody named who up until 3 months ago, nobody, I don't care who you ask, anybody that is not an NBA scout had no idea who Zachary Ricochet was. Nobody. And if you say you knew him, you lying. So, but it's go ahead, dude.
I think part of it is, like I said, the lack of skill development of our players over here. Because, when they're in college, remember back in the day with Dean Smith and all those great coaches, they were drilled in the fundamentals. And then, so during their time, they really learned the game. And then some of them were able to adapt to the NBA game as well. Use their fundamentals as a foundation, and then adapt to the NBA game, kind of like a Michael Jordan. He got the fundamentals and was easily able to adapt because he had all kind of skills.
Right.
These guys, we got the guys like, I'm gonna say his name, Ben Simmons, guys that were able to skate by on just sheer athleticism, but they never developed a game. So he can't shoot a 15-foot jump shot, and he's in the NBA ranks. Did he get rookie of the year?
Did you mean the 5-foot jump shot?
Yeah, 5-foot jump shot. Was he a rookie of the year?
He was rookie of the year.
Yeah, he even won rookie of the year. Whereas the foreign players, they're more developed. They came up in their little foreign systems. A lot of them been playing pro ball since 14, 15 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And even if they weren't that, they had to be good to play pro ball.
Right.
That's a given. But that experience alone, accelerated their development. And so now I think that's putting them a step ahead of our guys over here. And
like Coach Ariema said in that video we watched, it's going right to what you're saying about the European players and being skilled.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But and I also think too, in many ways, what the United States is trying to develop is that same kind of system. I think that's what the league is. And they're really trying to develop that kind of system where, okay, well, you have a choice whether you want to go to college or go to play ball in college and then or go to the G League. And so I think that if more and more players, because if you think about the way the other, so if you look at the other major sports aside from football is a different case. But if you look at the other major sports, they all have a minor league. Baseball has a minor league. Hockey has a minor league. That kind of thing. And so basketball, where you get a lot of them kids in the NHL draft and in the MLB draft that be straight out of high school. And then they go into minors. And I think that's what they kind of trying to do with the G League, and why you're seeing more of those kids filter into the G League, because again, they can get paid and hone their skills, instead of, having to go to college in order to be able to get to the NBA.
Yeah, it used to be, like I said, you either had to go to college or go overseas. And going, it's not all
roses, better roses,
rose petals and candy when you go overseas.
Right.
So, and the thing about it, most of them that did go overseas didn't really excel that well. You had not Lonzo, what's your boy, LaMelo. LaMelo did all right for a couple of games. He got hurt, and they shut him down. So he really didn't play a whole lot.
But he didn't go to like one of the top leagues either. I don't think
he didn't go over there like what was your boy that went over there, Rod? Brandon Jennings. Remember, he went over there.
Yeah, Brandon Jennings went over there. He was one of the first.
Yeah. He was one of the first ones to do it. To say, I'm not going to college. I'm going to Europe.
And I also think, remember back in the day, the players that did like the one and done or the two and done, or even the ones that came out of high school, of course, they were exceptional players.
Yeah.
They were like, what they used to call it? Can't misses. They were can't misses. Can't miss players.
Kevin Garnett.
Now you see a lot of one and done or two and done players, and like you said, they, not to pick on Bronny because we hope he does well, but they're like that. They maybe average 4 points or whatever. They weren't like the Jordans and those guys, Magics, Isaiahs that were 1, 2 and done or whatever, and they were exceptional, and
they were the best players, right?
Yeah, they were can't miss. So you understood them leaving early,
right?
And so I think that those players compared with, like we said, the more developed foreign players, that creates that difference.
Yeah,
that gap, brother.
Big time. No, big time. I wonder, somebody was saying, I forgot what who said this, but what I saw it on. They were saying they were wondering at what point were we gonna now have in the All-Star game, it was gonna be a US versus the world. In an All-Star game or whatever, so that'd be, kind of.
We might not want that. I remember when I was in the military in Germany, and we I was on the post team, the best guys on the post. We got a chance to play against a professional German team. And, that's when I saw the difference. Because, of course, like I said, we were the best guys on the post. And, we all had like specialties. I was a, real good ball handler, real good passer. This guy was a real good shooter. This guy was a high flyer or whatever, a finisher. But the teams we were playing, everybody was like 6'6" and above, and they could do it all.
They could all do everything right.
Everybody could handle the ball. Everybody could shoot from deep three. Everybody could rebound. Everybody could pass. I mean, everybody could initiate the offense. Everybody played defense, and that's when I first saw it. I was like, man, it's like everybody is the same person. Almost.
Right.
Every player is the same. Everybody has the exact same skills.
Right. And that's kind of what German league is one of the best leagues too.
Oh yeah, those guys are good.
The German league is one of the best. And what's also funny too? I noticed that in different countries, and we don't have this in the United States, obviously. But there are a number of leagues within a particular country. Like within Germany, it's probably 3 different professional basketball leagues. And even though they have a one that may be premier, they still have 2 or 3 other ones. And they do that in other countries too, who are way smaller than the United States. Yet the NBA kind of dominates what's happening in the United States. I wonder, I remember back in the day, it was like the CBA or whatever, the Continental Basketball Association, for those that don't know what I'm talking about, and so on and so forth, right? But it was never anything other than that really, now, even if they don't necessarily compete with the NBA, that is some other leagues for cats to be able to play in professionally, and get paid from. You don't have that in the United States. And that's kind of interesting compared to Europe.
Yeah, the NBA kind of has a monopoly on basketball.
And it's interesting too that the United States doesn't have professional leagues in other sports. Like they, we doing the lacrosse thing now. We got professional lacrosse, these professional lacrosse leagues. But if you look over in Europe, they be having all them Olympic sports. They have professional leagues. They have professional handball, professional water polo, professional, all that kind of stuff. They have professional leagues over there. And I always thought that was crazy that we didn't have any of that kind of stuff in the United States.
It's kind of like they had to do like the women basketball players. They have to go overseas if they want to be professional.
Right.
But we got some stupid professional pickleball. So.
Right, ain't start playing pickleball yet?
Oh no, I'm good. I'm waiting on Dante to buy me my paddle. In the draft, like I said, there was nothing. There were no like huge,
noteworthy,
wonderful, eye-dropping moments, gasping moments. Oh.
I dropping. You mean jaw dropping?
No, look. Hey, do you think about who we talking to? His eyes drops a lot. They drop all the time, and then he'll go to sleep.
But it wasn't that one great moment in the first round. This is why I say having the second round on a separate day was stupid. The first round they had it at the Barclays Center. Fans all around, players in there get to come down, shake the commissioner's hand when they get drafted. It's pretty cool.
They had the second round at Applebee's because they knew when nobody coming.
Not quite. They had it at ESPN Studios, where they do the the Get Up show. They had it there.
That's funny.
So I mean, and you had the commissioner, the assistant commissioner out there. Basically, it was just a tape thing. I'm like, what is the point? Right? It's not like they gave the teams extra time to do stuff. It was the same format that you had before, and it was at 4:00 on a Thursday. Like, for real, anybody watching this stuff?
Just tell everybody turn in their picks, and then we'll announce it over the.
You might as well tape the league.
What's the thing at the bottom? We'll just roll it on the ticker at the bottom.
On the ticker, right?
Put it on the ticker. But the one that everyone was waiting for, which we knew was going to happen, was pick number 55 by the Los Angeles Lakers. And D, who did the Lakers pick?
LeBron James Jr.
LeBron James.
It was interesting in that Rich Paul told all the teams that drafted before the Lakers, don't draft Bronny. If you do, he's going to play overseas. Right? Don't draft Bronny. If you do,
they were like, okay,
he's going to play overseas. And that's the thing. Those teams went. It was too much trouble for any other team to draft Bronny James. It's just too much trouble. And they didn't. So he was there for the Lakers to pick at number 55. And guess what they did? They picked him. So that was the first part of the situation.
You know,
now
something interesting thought, just an interesting thought. What kind of flack do you think a team would have taken if they drafted Bronny and then he didn't make the team?
So again, I put this in the group text. Let me let the world know, because this was my Dante conspiracy theory. It was my opinion that the NBA also talked to all 29 other teams and let them know, do not draft Bronny James, because the NBA wanted Bronny to be on the Lakers just as bad as LeBron did, because now they can say we have a father and a son on the same team for the first time ever. So nobody was going to draft him. However, had someone like Boston, because I heard Boston was thinking about doing it just to spite the Lakers, but had someone like Boston done it, and but see, he wouldn't have signed with Boston. It would have been it'd have been a big stink, blah blah blah, and Boston would have probably held him hostage and made the Lakers trade for him.
That's what I was gonna say. That's what I'd have done. That's what I'd have done. The same thing. If I was the Celtics, how bad you want it?
How bad you want it? How bad you?
How do you want it?
But so, you draft him. Okay, cool. I don't care. It's the 55 pick in the draft, right? Most 55 picks in the draft don't even make the team. But this is the problem that I have now, because now you really are taking money from somebody else, and that is today the Lakers signed Bronny to a it says multi-year. I don't know if that's 2 or 3 years. Usually the second round picks contracts are 3 years. But they signed him to a multi-year guaranteed contract. He gets the minimum, which is still $1 million, but he has a guaranteed contract for at least 2 years, because that's multi. So, and again, it goes back to my opinion that Bronny is not deserving of being on the NBA roster at this particular time. But in my opinion, now he's taking money off someone that is deserving to be on the NBA roster at this time. Go ahead, D.
Well, I don't know if we can say that he's not deserving to be on the
No,
NBA
I said my opinion. I said my opinion.
Which again is wrong.
And he's been wrong before.
Right. A number of times. I would say LeBron was told the Lakers, y'all better hurry up and sign him so we can get this little boy out my pockets. He's been in my pockets his whole life. Let him get his own money. But seriously.
But Bronny had the highest.
I find it interesting that they signed him to I'd have to see the terms. I have to see the terms of it first.
Oh,
but I think it's interesting that they signed him before training camp and and all of that kind of stuff, before the summer league, before training camp, and all of that kind of stuff. That I find that interesting.
But here's the other part.
Early.
Here's the other part. Most second rounders get two-way contracts, meaning they have X amount of days with X amount of games they can play in the NBA, and then the rest of the time they're in the G League. But that salary is different. The NBA salary is much higher than the G League salary.
Right.
Bronny got a fully guaranteed NBA contract. He does not have a two-way contract. So again, he's taking money away from someone that, again, in my opinion, is more deserving. But
hey, more interesting, right? Yeah.
Who?
Yeah, that's true.
Taking money away from.
Say it again.
Who?
Yeah.
It's a lot of players that can that were in the NBA. That's not there now. I mean, you're talking.
How many 55th picks though went on to do something great?
Which is the point. Right? So you given a fully guaranteed NBA contract.
How many other 55th picks have? How many other 55th picks have secured?
Going on and
again,
not many. I'm not gonna say there's no, but not many. Again,
so there have been. You're making it seem like he the first and only one.
I didn't say that.
Ever the first
I didn't
and only
say that.
55th pick to ever get a guaranteed NBA contract.
I did not say that.
Because you had some people that didn't get drafted that went on to get it.
Look, just because you hate his father,
they don't get guaranteed contracts though, dude.
To the son, don't let your hate for the father transfer to the son.
It's not. Look, the story I was going to tell y'all about. The story I was going to tell y'all about is, James Worthy kind of agrees with Rod, I think, because right before a show came on a hot microphone, James Worthy was talking about, he was dogging, Pelinka. I'll talk about that a little later. But he was saying about Bronny and the second day that we were talking about, the second day of the televised draft. He was saying, who are we waiting on? Why are we doing the second day? Who are we waiting on? He said, when the interview comes to me, I'm just going to say that he's the greatest young player ever. That's all. I'm just going to say that. I'm going to say he's the greatest young player ever. So he was like,
he knew he was going to who they would draft.
Yeah, exactly. He said, I'm just going to say Bronny's the greatest young player ever. But that was just very interesting because it was on a hot mic, and he works for the Lakers telecast. But then he also dogged Pelinka about how he got rid of Ingram, Randall, what's the other guy name? Malik Monk, and I forgot who else. Yeah, he's talking about how he got rid of all those players. Yeah, KCP is one of them too. Yeah, he's saying how he got rid of all those guys. How everything leads back to Pelinka and his decision making. Well, and I guess the Bronny situation as well.
So here's the thing. Think about what Pelinka has actually done, right? Pelinka had nothing to do with LeBron coming there. LeBron wanted to go to LA.
Yeah, he's coming anyway.
Yeah, he was coming anyway. So that had nothing to do with Pelinka. Pelinka had nothing to do with Anthony Davis wanting to be a Laker. Right? He gave them the players that they need to make the trade. He did that. But as far as talking to the team and convincing them to trade, he didn't do that. Anthony Davis said, trade me to the Lakers, and that's it. That's the only place I'm going.
Right.
So he didn't have anything to do with that. If you look at his drafts, he hasn't drafted anyone. If you look at his free agent pickups, he hasn't picked up anyone of any importance.
Significant.
He got Westbrook.
You mean LeBron got
he traded for Westbrook.
Yeah, LeBron. Yeah, LeBron and AD got Westbrook. I forgot.
So
that was their bad decision.
Pelinka, and the reason Pelinka has had the kind of rope that he has is because Magic left unexpectedly. Had Magic still been there, Pelinka wouldn't have been there.
complete
got fired.
Magic was trying to get rid of him, and Magic was trying to get rid of Luke, or was it Luke he was trying to get rid of? I couldn't remember.
Both of them need to go.
Yeah,
because Luke is horrible. Luke just got rid of Klay Thomas. Man, come on, man. But dudes don't like Klay no more. So
I do like Klay, but when you're done, right? But I like you, and I like D, I like you and D, and I love myself too. Well, actually, I love y'all too, and I don't want to get sentimental because I start crying. But I love y'all, and I love me even more, and we're washed too when it comes to basketball.
But
I think our team should fire us too.
We'll come back to Klay. Let me finish with your boy LeBron. It was interesting. At first LeBron was talking about how he's gonna take a pay cut for if they go out and get Klay, or it was Klay. Who was it? Klay. Valanciunas. What's his name, dudes?
You mean
came from New Orleans?
Valanciunas.
Valanciunas. Who the hell is Valanciunas?
Balenciago.
That's basketball.
Valanciunas. Who is
Balenciaga?
Whatever his name is. It was him, Klay, and who was the third one?
I thought it was DeMar DeRozan.
No, it wasn't DeRozan. DeRozan wasn't on the list. Him, Klay, and whatever. It was three players, but it wasn't DeRozan. But now they were talking about it on what's the show that come on ESPN same time as Get Up?
First Take?
No, Eric ECM.
Oh yeah.
Eric Christian and
oh, you got me on that. With Chris Canty and
yes. It's not Undisputed. That's on Fox.
Let's see. Hold on.
Whatever the name of the show is. Anyway, they were talking about how LeBron really messed up his leverage, gave all the leverage back to the Lakers, because now the Lakers can offer him anything, and he gonna take it.
Unsportsmanlike,
and he gonna take it because he made it a point to say, I want to play with my son. So the Lakers can come back and say, hey, we're gonna give you the mid level, and he gonna have to take it.
That ain't gonna happen,
man. That ain't gonna happen.
He want to play with his son.
That ain't gonna happen.
He got his son drafted and his boy to be head coach.
That ain't gonna happen.
He ain't gonna go. No, it ain't gonna happen. I mean, they're not gonna disrespect LeBron like that.
But can we also get rid of this myth that folks are taking pay cuts? They deferring money till later so that their yearly salary will be reduced. They not giving up that money.
Oh yeah, never.
In the NBA,
they just saying, okay,
some of them have in the past. Though.
120 million that you already owe me, and you can get that to me later, spread out over how many years, and so that's going to make my salary this year, instead of it being $40 million, it's going to make it $25 million. So I look like you're taking
NFL. That's not what they do in the NBA, though.
Yeah, they did have a. They did, well, before, I don't know. I don't think nobody's going to do it anymore. I know I wouldn't. But players have done it in the past. And, who was it? Dwayne Wade. Remember, that was one of his big issues with the Heat.
Mm-hmm.
He took a pay cut, and he expected them to take care of him during his renegotiations. And they didn't. And they were like, no. So that's why he left and went to Chicago.
So you getting.
But I blame him because what Gilbert Arenas said. I'm not going to try to accommodate I'm a millionaire trying to accommodate a billionaire. Right. I'm trying to help a billionaire out with his money. No.
Exactly.
If you want the prayer bad enough, you figure it out. I'm keeping my money.
All right.
So as we started talking about a minute ago, Clay is no longer in Golden State. Even though Golden State, did offer him a contract. Matter of fact, they offered him a higher per year contract than anybody. But Clay was so hurt, he still decided to leave Golden State, and I really don't blame him because it's all because they gave Draymond that contract. You give Draymond Green a 4-year, $100 million contract, but you don't want to pay me. I've been the good soldier all 13 years I've been here. Draymond has been suspended several times, punched a teammate, and got suspended for choking Rudy Gobert and punching what's the big dude that he punched?
From Phoenix.
Nurkic.
Yeah. You punched Nurkic, right? But yet you still get this man a 4-year, $100 million contract.
I think what it was, as far as the disrespect goes, I think he kind of felt like he was the second banana to Steph.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was too, basically. I know what Draymond's role is and all that, but I thought, I won't say second banana because they also had KD there too. But, not counting KD for the most of the part of their run, he was the second banana to Steph, and that's what he felt like. And then they went on to reward, what's his name, Jordan Poole. They gave the big contract to Andrew Wiggins.
Then
they gave the big contract to Draymond, and then when it came to him, he didn't get it.
Right.
So I mean, I understand his hurt, but I do understand his hurt. At the same time, though, I wouldn't have gave it to him either. But
his problem is he got.
But I also wouldn't have gave it to Draymond either.
And that's a big thing.
He got hurt. Everybody else got paid when he got hurt.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Wiggins wouldn't have been playing if he wouldn't have got hurt.
Yeah, Wiggins wouldn't have moved up in the hierarchy at that time and stepped in and got that big contract.
During that season, Wiggins wasn't that great. He started balling in the playoffs.
Yeah, so that, and like I said, I understand that, but also, like I said, it was more so the injuries. I think the injuries slowed him down tremendously. Yeah. And I mean, you can't give everybody a max contract, and I felt like they dumped the max contract to the wrong guys.
The wrong guy. I definitely I can definitely agree with that.
But he didn't want the max though, dude. That's the thing.
He what?
He didn't want the max. What he wanted was the years. He wanted y'all to commit to him for the 3 or 4 years that you committed to Steph and to Draymond. That's what he wanted. But they only want to give him 2. Right?
Well,
now they gave him it was like I said, it was a nice offer. It was 2 years, $48 million. That's way more money than we'll ever see in our lifetime.
Oh, yeah,
right.
But the fact that, again, you ran down the list, dudes. You gave all these other players their contracts, and I've done all of this for you for 13 years. I've been the pillar of the community, right? Give you no problems, right? Whenever you need something done, I'm there to do it. I got hurt, yes. I done fought my way back. And the thing is, if you look at his stats from last year, his stats are good. His mind wasn't in the game because
his stats were decent, but like I said, as far as how they affected winning, that's another story. But like I said, that I wouldn't pin that all on him.
But look at Draymond. How did Draymond affect winning this year?
How did Draymond affect winning the last couple of years? He didn't.
So, and they were talking about, well, they should trade Draymond. Who trading for Draymond?
Yeah, that's the problem. Nobody's going to trade for
and
him.
Especially with that contract.
Who is trading? He got $75
Who'd be
more million
foolish enough
left on his contract.
Yeah, who'd be foolish enough to pick that contract up for somebody averaging a single?
The Pistons.
A low single. That's the thing.
Yeah, I was gonna call you about your Pistons the other day, but we ain't gonna get into that tonight.
But again, Draymond he's living off reputation, and that's it, because his production has not been there. The thing that tripped me off, you gave him this contract right after benching him in the finals. You benched him in the finals and then gave him $100 million contract. Did he all of a sudden gain the fountain of youth overnight?
And he had just had 2 poor years, because the 1 year when Stephen Clay was out,
he showed how much
he didn't even want to play. He was purposely getting thrown out of games.
He showed how offensively inept he really is.
Offense, and then his defense ain't like it was.
Yeah, that's more reputation.
That's reputation. He just like what's my man that I don't like?
I don't know. It's a bunch of them that you don't like.
Y'all know what I'm talking about. They claim he the greatest point
LeBron?
guard.
Oh, that's it, LeBron.
Claim he the greatest. That he better than Chris Paul. Man, what is that boy name?
Talking about for back in the day?
No, just he just played this year. He got traded like 4 times the last 2 years, and been released.
Pat
Beverly.
Pat Beverly and Draymond Green have the same reputation because they don't have the skills like they used to. But Golden State made their bed. Now they got to live in it, because I don't know how they're going to improve their team right now. You let Clay go.
They let Clay go. They lost Chris Paul. Somebody else left too. Then
I don't know, but they looking to get rid of Wiggins. And what's the big center name?
Not Looney.
Yeah, Kevin Looney. They're looking to get rid of Kevin Looney.
But nobody's gonna pick up Wiggins on that big contract that he has. He ain't even been playing.
That's what I'm saying. Wiggins ain't played the last 2 years because of.
And they just stopped him from playing for Canada in the Olympics.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
The team, the Golden State, they put an end to that. It was like,
because they're trying to trade him.
You can't even play for us. Yeah, you couldn't even play for us.
They're trying to trade him, and they don't want him to get hurt. So now you can't go play.
I don't think they're gonna be able to trade him.
You can't go play. Steph's going to be playing on the U.S. team. But
Steph can play, but I can't play
because they're not trying to trade Steph. If he go to play for the Canadian team, get hurt, then they stuck. They can't get rid of his butt.
I don't think that nobody's gonna pick him up with that big contract though. Anyway,
but so here's the question, now, dudes. Here's the question, dudes. Clay is in Dallas.
Yes, he is.
Is that a good move by Clay?
I think it's a great move by Clay. He got the money. So he didn't get the years though, but he got the money. And Dallas just came out of the finals. So he's definitely going to get the visibility if he wants to try to improve or perform to get maybe a longer term contract or whatever it is he's seeking. But now as far as his production, I don't think it was a good move because getting the ball from Luka and Kyrie, good luck with that.
Man,
it's gonna be stuck. It's gonna be stuck in Luka's hand, and the 2 or 3 times quarter where Luka doesn't have the ball the whole shot clock, Kyrie will have it. So I don't know how Clay's gonna get by, like we said, 8 shots. So hopefully he'll make 6 or 7 of those 8, because that's all he's gonna get the whole game.
You're gonna have to. So D, what you think about the fit?
I agree. If I'm Clay, I'm not going to Dallas. I mean, I think that it's one of them things. I think sometimes where and then Clay is probably these damn gnats been getting on my nerves. I think that Clay looked at Dallas going to the finals. And from a team that won 4 championships, that was always, in the mix or whatever, that kind of thing. I think he has this expectation that, okay, well, they went there last year, they're going to get there again next year. I don't think that they're going to do that next year. I think and I mean this seriously, I think one, he would have had a better chance to get shots up, to get more shots going to the Lakers, because they need a player like him, somebody who can shoot that spot up 3. They need a consistent 3-point shooter. And I think if he goes to the Lakers, that makes them a better team. And they don't go to the play-in. The Lakers wouldn't be in the play-in next year. I think that puts the Lakers at probably maybe the 5th or the 4th seed if Clay is with LA. And I think he would have had a better chance of getting to the finals. I think during the season, I think Dallas is always going to be piddling around at the 6th seed, always around in that kind of thing. They caught fire this year and they played very well, but I don't think that that's going to happen again next year. So I again, if I was him, just basically what Dude said, he ain't getting no shots in Dallas. But I think that with the Lakers, he would get his shots, and then he would definitely have a chance to win too.
So the rumor was, and that nothing's been verified or confirmed, but the rumor is the Lakers actually offered him 4 years at 80, but yet he still went to Dallas for 3 years at 50. So the question, dudes, is if that's true, what does that say about LeBron James, the aura of LeBron James, with every player wanting to play with him?
Well, I think things have changed, and I won't just put it on LeBron James, but I'd say the state of the Lakers right now. It seems like it's in flux. It seems like a lot of confusion. I mean, if you even look at the Lakers roster right now, and I think I said this the other day, the Lakers are going into the season right now, if nothing else happens, with the exact same roster that's been going to the play-in the last couple of years. I mean, exact same roster, except now we have an inexperienced coach at the helm. So, I mean, that's actually, regressing. So, yeah, I don't think that looked very pleasing. I was looking at a interview Michael Thompson had, because he was trying to recruit Clay for the Lakers. He's a Laker fan and trying to keep him there. And he was saying, personally, he think it had something to do with the taxes in California versus Texas.
Oh, trust me, I understand.
Yeah,
you know about that.
I know D could attest to that, but that's what his dad was saying. He said he think that was the deciding factor.
I think it's 9.8%.
Yeah, it's almost 10%. Yeah,
is the tax rate. So that $80 million.
I could understand that decision as well. On top of the other stuff that I said about the Lakers. So that combined, that could have swayed his decision.
Yeah, for me, it doesn't say as much about LeBron as it really says about the Lakers.
See, right? That's what I said. D agree with me again. He doesn't agree with you.
These just change the tone and make it seem like something's all new. See, to me, I think it's all about the Lakers.
Yeah,
he said it's sexier.
I do. I mean, I'm saying the same thing. I don't think, because I saw something else. A little report, somebody wrote something to that effect. It was either a meme or something I saw, like maybe some little headline or something in The Athletic or something, where somebody was saying, all of these free agents have passed up going to the Lakers that were rumored to go to the Lakers. They all passed up and went somewhere else. What does that say about players wanting to play with LeBron? And I don't think it has anything to do with LeBron. You really honestly can't tell me that cats don't want to play with LeBron. I think it really has to do with the Lakers and the Lakers organization. Because and I think that the coaching thing has a lot to do with it. Y'all can't be coach. Y'all firing somebody every 2 years. When the last time that the Lakers have had a coach last more than 2 seasons?
Phil.
Yeah. If your head coaching position is that unstable. I mean, what does that say about the rest of the organization?
Exactly.
And then you bring in a coach with zero coaching experience. That means, bruh. And again, I hope I like JJ. I hope that things work out for him. But it to me is looking just like when Steve Nash got the New Jersey job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I said.
Steve Nash had he had a little bit more experience than JJ, but really nothing. And you see how that went.
Yeah, at least Steve Nash was a better player than JJ.
Yeah, that was true. That was true.
He had that going for him.
But other NBA news, we got your boy Playoff Philly. Playoff Philly in Philly.
P. Hilly.
You don't like that one, D?
I take it D didn't write that one.
You don't like that one, D?
Nah.
Playoff P. Hilly. Come on, man. Paul George is now a member of the Philadelphia 76ers.
Paul George, see, I think he might slap you.
Come on, playoff Philly. Come on, man.
No.
But no. So Paul George has decided to leave the Clippers and go to the Eastern Conference in Philly. So now Philly has a big three of Joel Embiid, Paul George,
and Tyrese Maxey.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the question. Everybody want to put Philly. Well, actually, after the signing, Philly has the second lowest odds in winning the championship of all the teams in the NBA, according to ESPN bets. But here's the question. On paper, they look good. But D, how do you think they will do in reality?
They both fragile as toilet paper, too.
Mm-hmm.
Embiid and Playoff P.
Illy?
Playoff P, who can't seem to play in the playoffs because he hurt. I'll put it this way. I think that this makes the East really interesting, again, on paper. As with everything we talk about, for the most part, for Philly to be good, it's got to do with health. Mm-hmm. If they stay healthy, then they're going to be all right. But we just know that that's not going to happen.
History says it.
It's not. There's nothing. I can't. There's nothing that has happened that has said that Joel Embiid and/or Paul George, or really and/or Joel Embiid and Paul George ain't gonna be hurt at some point in the season.
I agree with D again, Rod. I agree with D. We already know Embiid is not going to be healthy, and he's going to be playing in the Olympics in the next week or so.
Is he?
Yes, and which I think is going to be a terrible mistake. It's going to be horrible. He can't run. Yeah, he can't run. He's not going to be able to play. He got. I ain't gonna say that because that wouldn't be right. I was gonna say he got one leg and one. That wouldn't be nice though. So nice. I don't like to talk about people's health misfortunes. So right. But yeah, I don't think it's a good idea for him to play in the Olympics as well as Kawhi Leonard. I think that's a bad idea. They can't even play a full NBA season, and we saw how bad Embiid looked. His knee was real bad,
mm-hmm. and it's a month ago.
And this is a yearly thing. This is every year, and so now they got Paul George, who's also a health risk. He has his health issues,
right?
And I can't see them making all the way to the playoffs healthy.
Or
I know Embiid's going to be. Embiid's definitely going to be broke down.
Or making it to the playoffs healthy.
Yeah, Embiid's going to be broken down by the midway of the season.
I saw a stat that Embiid and Paul George averaged 50 games a year for the last 3 years.
Yeah. Let's look on ESPN Bet and see what the odds are that both of them get injured.
Oh, that's off the board. They're not gonna. That's a sucker bet. They're not gonna take them. They're not gonna take them.
So I mean, if they can figure out some kind of way to manage Embiid's health.
Now, a prop bet might be, over under on the games played at 55. What you think?
I take the under.
Yeah, I take the under as well.
I mean,
to me,
27 games they're gonna miss.
I think it's sad about Embiid too, because I think he could actually be one of the greats.
Yeah.
If he was healthy. I don't think he ever really comes in great shape because he's having problems with his legs, so he can't really run to get his cardio and get in great shape, and it costs him every year. I think he needs to get his weight down, but like I said, it's kind of hard when you can't do the cardio. You can't do the high impact exercises like running. So yeah.
So in the East, let's talk about the moves in the East. In the East, Dude's boys signed Jason Tatum to a 5-year 300. Was it 313 or 312?
314.
314. $314 million.
As in 314, the St. Louis area code.
Wonderful.
Yeah, that was the significance of it.
They signed him to really? Did he do that on purpose?
I think so. I haven't heard anything yet, but come on now.
They've been talking about it though, huh?
Oh yeah, that's what everybody's talking about. So I'm pretty sure that had something to do with it.
Okay. And who was that? The guard. They signed the guard too.
Derek
White to $100 and some odd $1 million contract. They just right before the playoffs started, they signed Drew Holiday to $100 and some odd $1 million contract. Last year, they signed Jaylen Brown to a $300 million contract. So y'all, and then you got, I'm sorry. You got Porzingis, who still has another $60 million on his contract. So y'all got about almost $900 million in salary.
Can you say luxury tax?
Just a little luxury tax, but
that's
we
why
won.
The owners trying to sell the Celtics because they don't want to pay that mess.
They're giving out all the money, and by the way, could somebody buy this team?
Yeah, buy this. Y'all go pay for this for me.
Y'all can pay the luxury tax.
But Boston, Boston has set themselves up for at least the next 3 years, not having to worry about their player's contract. I think the only one that has a contract issue is Horford, but I don't think Horford's going to play another 3 years. What you think, dudes?
Nah, I think he has another 3, 2 max.
2, yeah. So, but even at that, he's still a useful player. They're going to keep him around. He's going to be even if he's not that great anymore. They're going to keep him around.
Serviceable.
Then you got Philly with their signing. They signed P. Hilly, and they re-signed we was talking about the dude. What's his name?
Nicholas Batum.
No, he Clippers.
Kelly Oubre.
Kelly Oubre.
Yeah, Oubre.
They re-signed Kelly Oubre. They're still trying to sign their backup point guard, trying to get him locked down.
Was it Kyle Lowry?
That's going to be Philly's issue. Yeah, Kyle Lowry. That's going to be Philly's issue. Just like the Suns trying to get the rest of their team built out, because they're facing hard cap also. Milwaukee has yet to make any big free agent moves. So, but Milwaukee has probably, arguably, one of the top 3 players in the world still on their team. So you always have to give them their due. And then we got erase my banner.
D, erase my banner.
I didn't see it and I already know what it is.
D, I'm just gonna go with this. The New York Knicks. The New York Knicks have we had good news and bad news this week. The good news, we traded for Mikal Bridges, and we signed OG Anunoby. OG Anunoby. We signed OG to
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
We signed him too. If he can ball, he can shoot the three. I'll sign him too.
OG-Wan Kenobi.
We're gonna use the force.
Bring the force.
We're gonna use the force. But we signed OG to a 5-year contract. We did lose Hartenstein, which is gonna be a big loss. That's a big loss. That's a big loss. But I can't blame that brother now one bit.
Take that money.
He went out there and got $27 million a year. I can't blame him, bruh. Go do your thing. And it was, I mean, he played his butt off, so he was deserving. But so D, you know, they've been talking about the teams in the West are the best. With these moves, how do you see the East playing out now?
Well, the funny thing is everybody was talking about how the East is weak, the East is weak, the East is weak, the East is weak. So now everybody went to the East. So I think that these moves make the East tougher. I'm not going to say that it's necessarily as tough as the West, but the East is definitely much more competitive now. I think it's but the crazy thing is that it's not the entire East. It's really only the Atlantic Division. The Celtics,
Philly, New York, and
Philly and New York. Like you said, you know, we still kind of waiting to see what the Bucks are going to do, but I don't think really anybody else has gotten any better. It would have been Orlando had they gotten Paul George, but hell, they still be in the Atlantic. In Orlando,
no, they're in the South, aren't they? Or what is it, Central? Whatever they are. They're down there with Atlanta.
Oh yeah, that's right. They restructured them.
Yeah, they got let me get the divisions. They are down there with Southeast. Orlando, Miami, Atlanta, Charlotte, and Washington. Washington, Southeast, I don't know, but
because Virginia, they close to Virginia.
Oh, okay. The Central, you got the Bucks. Cleveland did re-sign Donovan Mitchell today. 3 years, $50 million. That was a good deal for both of them. You know, he's not committing for 5 years, but he's getting his max contract. So, and a player option on the last year. So that was a good deal for them. So he get to stay there and build it up for a couple of years. But the East, when you look at the East, man, well,
they're not ready to compete with Philly and unfortunately the Knicks and Boston. They're not ready for that yet.
No, not yet. But the thing is, okay, look at Cleveland though. They have two dynamic guards. Problem is they just can't guard. Yeah, that's the problem that they have every time the playoffs hit. They're, you know, because they're both, you know, 6'2", they're not really good, you know, defensively when you're going against Jaylen Brown and
I think what hurt them though was Jared Allen was out. You know, he cleaned up a whole lot of their mistakes, you know, with his shot blocking. And so
I like what's the boy name? The center. I mean the power forward.
Mobley.
I like Mobley. But Mobley he's just a little too thin. You know, when they had him playing at the 5, he was getting killed.
Exactly. That's why they was really missing Jared Allen.
Right.
But they're to me, they're that one player away from being up there with those other 4 teams.
I think it's a
Milwaukee,
small forward position, a slasher position.
Yep, and that's what it is. That slasher. Milwaukee needs somebody because right now with the team that they have, they need. Well, first off, they got to get healthy. Milwaukee had they lost a lot of games.
Not get healthy, stay healthy.
They lost a lot of games to injuries last year. Their players lost a lot of games to injuries last year. Middleton, he got to do something.
He looked like he was getting better in toward the end there in the playoffs.
He got to stay healthy.
He
got to stay healthy.
Stay healthy.
He hurt the last 2 years.
So they keep hearing the rumors about them trying to trade Brook Lopez. Brook is he's becoming a dinosaur. But
Brook can shoot threes though. That's the thing about it.
He can go out there and shoot that 3. That's what I'm saying. He can shoot that 3, man.
And he's a good defender.
He blocks shots.
He's a good defender. Yeah.
He still blocks shots, but he.
I think his mobility is starting. His mobility is starting to slow down.
It's just
he
ain't there.
He got a lot slower in the last 2 years.
But Milwaukee pretty much they shot their wide last year when they went after Dame Dollar.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they can improve their team.
Yeah, me either. I really don't. It's going to be interesting to see how they try.
And then you got your teams in the West. Let me get you my Western teams.
Yeah, get off the Knicks and Randall and the boys.
No, bro, we got Randall. Randall will be back. Mitchell Robinson, he's another one of those, bro. If he can just stay healthy, bro, there's not a better offensive rebounder in the league than Mitchell Robinson. He just cannot stay on the freaking court. And now we hurt because
it's been nice to see. Yeah, because honestly, if the Knicks hadn't had those injuries, they probably would have made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. I think they would have beat Indiana.
Oh yeah. No question. I think they would have too. I hated to see Hardenstein go though. I think he was a Knicks type of player. I mean, the fans loved him because of his heart and hustle.
That's gonna hurt us. That's gonna hurt. And the other thing, like I said, we paying Robinson, but if he can only give me 40 games a year, who's gonna play them other 42 games plus the playoffs?
Right.
What's the other guy's name?
We don't have one.
What, a Jericho Sims or somebody like that?
Oh yeah, we got Jericho Sims. Yeah, they did pick up his contract, but Sims, man, he got mad hops. Don't get me wrong, he got mad hops.
Yeah, he's a good finisher,
but he don't defend. As big as he is, he don't rebound. I'm like, bro, you're 7 foot with those kind of hops, and you can't get 5 rebounds. And
he's young. He's young. He could get better. He could improve.
Well, they're gonna give him one more chance. What's the one we got from Precious Achua? He's a restricted free. Well, actually, he's an unrestricted free agent now because they didn't pick up his option.
Oh,
so he's probably not coming back. And that's the issue with them trying as much as they did to sign Hardenstein and not going after those other centers. It's not a whole lot of centers out there. We got JaVale McGee. Come on, man.
Oh, did they get JaVale McGee?
No. I'm saying that's who's still out there. That's who's still out there.
I really like Valanciunas though. He was one of the ones I really like. I hated to see him to go to the Wizards because I like his game.
Oh, he went for the money, man.
So he can go out there.
Oh yeah, and I don't blame him.
They gave him 30 mil. I'm going there too. When nobody else offered me nothing, I'm going there too. But the West, you got where do you see improvement?
I mean, nobody has done anything in the West. I mean, I think the only thing when you really when you start talking about the West, the only place to talk about anybody that has acquired anybody is Dallas. Other than
OKC got Hardenstein.
Well, they got Hardenstein, yeah, but they were already the number 1 seed.
But the reason they lost is they didn't
think about other people. It's about who they lost. You know, with the Warriors losing Clay, with the Clippers. I mean, they was already injury prone and so on and so forth. But now that the Clippers have lost PG, where does that leave them? Where they had previously always been the 4th seed or the 3rd seed. You know, now
I believe Memphis should re-enter the conversation now. You know, with Ja back and Steven Adams. I think he's still going to be out for a while.
Adams in New Orleans.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so I think with Ja coming back, I think they're going to be back into the conversation.
Did New Orleans get somebody? Speaking of New Orleans,
they got DeJounte Murray. We forgot about that.
DeJounte Murray, the Pelicans, New Orleans.
Yeah, I like DeJounte Murray too.
And the thing is, they got Murray, and they didn't have to give up Bi. They for whatever reason they're trying their best to trade Ingram. Man, I don't understand why they want to get rid of him.
If they could get Zion, if they could get him together health wise, because you saw how he played that last game. But then
Zion is a beast, man.
Yeah, he's a beast, man. But he can't stay on the court.
There is nobody in the league that can stop Zion in the paint. But he just can't stay on the court.
He can't stay on the court, man.
Like, come on, bro. But yeah, you know what? Yeah, it's, like I said, OKC got Alex Caruso and they got Hartenstein. Those are big pickups this year.
Mm-hmm.
Other than they got a couple of draft picks, a couple of players in the draft.
So
I'd like to see them get a backup point guard.
I was just trying to look for that. Who's their backup point guard?
Probably.
I guess Caruso is.
Caruso.
Yeah, I guess he's listed as a shooting guard.
Yeah.
But I guess that would be his position.
Yeah, they don't really have a natural point guard,
Right.
I mean, Shea could play some of it, and I guess Caruso could play some of it, but
I like Shea more at the 2, though.
Yeah, I do too. That's why I said I wish they had a more natural point guard.
That's right. The one thing they were talking about. Oh, San Antonio got Chris Paul.
Oh yeah.
That's a West move.
But Chris Paul, he's
like
I said,
instead of being instead of the Spurs winning 20 games, they're gonna win 22.
Well, you know what?
But guess what? Wemby's gonna actually touch the ball this year. Because his teammates were
they weren't giving him the ball.
they was gunning. But only thing about Chris Paul is
I understood why Chris Paul went to San Antonio, and I think they have one of those wink deals where they're gonna they have agreed that come deadline they're gonna trade him to a contender, but while he's there he can help. He's gonna get playing time, one, because they don't have a point guard, and then two, the young guards that they did draft,
Castle,
the dude from Connecticut,
Castle,
Castle.
They, he can be there to mentor him, to show him what he needs to do to actually become a point guard in the league. So it's a good move, and he got $11 million to do it. So, I understand that. The Lakers wasn't going to pay him.
I think Chris Paul is just like us too, though. I hate to say it. He's one of my favorite all-time players, but he's washed. He's done.
Well, the last 2 years, he had the same issue. He can play. He can give you 50 games, and that's it.
Yeah, it hurt to watch. It hurt to watch him play in the playoffs.
Because he hurt.
When you get to the point where you can't even score double figures anymore, he start doing those offers.
He wasn't even attempting to shoot.
He was shooting. He was missing. I mean, he was missing. He could still get to his spots. That's the thing. He could still get to spots and everything, but it's just not there no more.
I think Denver is going to take a big drop. Losing KCP is going to be big.
Oh yeah,
they lost Bruce Brown last year. Now KCP, and you didn't get anybody to replace him. That's to attempt to get those points back. So I think that's going to be a hurter. They lost Reggie Jackson too, right?
They traded Reggie Jackson.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
It was all they traded it to Dude's boys, Charlotte.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it's they did all that just so they can get under the it was a money thing.
Under the cap or whatever.
Yeah, it's a money thing. But you giving up talent. I mean, yeah, you got Joker that might be, arguably
And,
one of the
Jamal Murray gets hurt every year, so you needed Reggie Jackson as
and they gave him a
insurance.
big fat contract too.
So
a $200 million contract that he hasn't signed yet. I don't know why, but man, somebody offered me a $200 million contract, boy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tear my hamstring to try to run the signing contract. But you got like Minnesota, they're trying to get youth for their backups. The Clippers, they lost playoff P.
Hilly.
They lost P. Hilly. But they did get some. They got some nice pieces though. Nowhere close to P. Hilly. But they did. Let me see what they got. They got Mo Bamba, who's a good backup center. He still need to get some freaking weight on his butt, but he's a good backup.
But anybody that you were talking about, are they about to improve the Clippers so that they can get out of the second round or the first or second round of the playoffs?
Exactly.
So it depends though. It depends. It goes all the way back to health. If Kawhi Leonard can play what they have, they can get to the second round. Maybe
guess
even
what
to the final.
Guess what's guaranteed? Kawhi Leonard's not going to play.
He's not going to stay healthy.
He's not going to stay healthy. No.
So they're going to be, that in that fighting for that 6th seed. Phoenix got rid of some folks and got some veteran minimum players.
They re-signed Bo. Why are you laughing, right?
I like Bobo.
That's balling. That's Barkley's favorite player.
I like Bobo, man. He was balling. And then, like I said, Golden State, we already talked about them. Memphis, they added Edie.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good pickup.
I don't even know what Portland doing, man.
I think Edie is going to be a whole lot better than people think he is.
Yes, he is. I like Zach Edie, man. I like Zach Edie.
Because your wife went to Purdue.
No, I like because
he just said it because he has to.
Right, you can't stop him. Sacramento got somebody. They re-signed Malik Monk.
Oh yeah, they did.
And who else did they get?
But I mean, I don't really see Sacramento doing anything. They didn't do nothing last year.
They traded Davion Mitchell for. What did they trade for? Oh no,
a guard. They got a guard in return.
Was it my man from Washington? No, he went to Portland. He went to Portland. Who did they
again? I don't see. I honestly don't see anything of any significance.
No.
Even for Memphis. I mean, I think it's a lot. I think since Ja got hurt, I think the West got tougher.
Mm-hmm.
And so with him coming, so when he come back with a full season next year, I mean, are we really expecting for Memphis to be the number 1, number 2, number 3 seed? I'm not.
Memphis has Bane. They have
Jaren
Jackson, who's another one of them players that just can't stay healthy.
Who's the young boys? They had some young boys on the bench that actually played well this year. Was it GG Jackson?
GG Jackson, yeah.
And it was somebody else. I forgot.
He was balling. They still got Marcus Smart. I don't know if he didn't really do nothing in
he was
Memphis.
hurt most of the year.
And the funny thing is, they still got Derrick Rose. He on the roster, so Memphis gonna be fighting for that 7 through 10 spot.
Yeah, I think somewhere in there 7.
Right. I just like again. I really honestly don't see. After we talked about those top, signings or whatever, I don't really see anything that anybody else has done that's really going to significantly improve their positions.
Yeah.
The biggest thing was Murray going to New Orleans. I think they're gonna
Yeah, I think that's going to propel them up
New
higher.
Orleans was good anyway.
Yeah,
But now you have
they actually have a point guard.
if you look at them, I mean, they really have. Make sure that if Adams is on this team, I think he is. I'm pretty sure he is. I think that's where Adams went. But they're 5.
Now Adams went to Memphis.
Here we go.
Adams went to Memphis.
Who's Steven Adams?
Yeah,
I thought he was in Memphis.
He left.
Yeah, he left. He was
in OKC.
Yeah, they sent him to. I thought they traded him to Memphis for Valanciunas. I thought. Because then Valanciunas go to
let me find.
Valanciunas left Memphis and went to was it New Orleans?
Valanciunas was in New Orleans, but let me see. Where is Steven Adams?
He's in Memphis now.
He's in Memphis. Yeah, he was just hurt.
Where was he before?
He hurt his knee and messed it up.
No. They said current team Houston Rockets.
Oh, so he got traded?
They traded him to Houston?
Yep.
Let me see. Houston Rockets.
But he messed his knee up bad, so I don't know how effective it's going to be.
He didn't play. He didn't play at all. Yep, Steven Adams, 30 years old, making $12 million. But going to back to New Orleans. New Orleans has they got Brandon Ingram. They got Herbert Jones, who's a great defender. CJ McCollum, who's their shooting guard. Then they got DeJounte Murray being the point guard. You got Zion.
Alvarado or the backup point guard.
You got Zion, and I don't know who you're gonna put at the center spot.
I thought it was Valanciunas. Go back and check, right?
No, Valanciunas was there, but he's gone. Now he's in Washington.
Oh, that's right. I'm tripping. I'm acting like we didn't talk about that.
Right.
It's getting late. That's all.
That's what it is. But I mean, they're then you have Alvarado. I like Alvarado. He just a pest.
Well, that's his job. He ain't supposed to do nothing else.
He plays that D defense, that Dorian defense.
Oh, they got Trey Murray the third. Yeah, he was balling too.
Yeah, Trey Murray the third.
I don't see any centers on this team, man.
Well,
Who they got playing Cody Zeller?
We got to work that out.
They got Cody Zeller playing center, and the rookie Yves Messi.
Oh yeah, that they just drafted. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, but still, I can see them if everything goes right. I can see them, fighting for that 3-4 spot.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's basketball, bro. Anything else we missed?
It's Curtis Blow in basketball.
So I got a question.
Go ahead.
Something I mentioned earlier, and it just reminded me of it as I looked back at the what I had up here, and I was looking at the WNBA stuff. So my question is what do you think the backlash is going to be if Caitlin Clark wins Female Athlete of the Year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think she deserves it. Based on her
I'm trying to figure out why she can't get it.
Yeah, based on her college career and her college success, but they didn't win though. So I know
she didn't win, but she became the all-time leading scorer. So in college basketball,
So based on that,
I don't see that being.
She could get it.
Yeah. Who else could get it? Would get it though?
It's let's see who I'm trying to. Where is it not on ESPN's website?
Oh, that's your ESPY.
Yeah, for the ESPYs.
Oh, she gonna definitely get it if it's an ESPY.
Yeah, she was an ESPN darling.
Which is really kind of my question. Where they don't have it. I would think they would have it on ESPN's website. Why do they not have it up here?
The SB nominees.
Yeah.
Our nominees are
All right.
Because I saw it was her, Nelly Corda.
It's on ESPN Press Room. Best athlete, women's sports: Caitlin Clark, Coco Gauff, Nettie Corda, and Asia Wilson. Asia Wilson won a championship.
Won 2 in a row. She didn't win MVP though.
Last year, right?
She didn't win MVP though. But so yeah, so now that would be real interesting if Caitlin Clark wins that and Asia Wilson doesn't.
But again, I can see that though.
I'm not saying I don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
My question was, what is going to be the reaction? What is going to be the backlash if Caitlin Clark
seeing that she's getting all this hate? I think she'll. Yeah, I think it'll be great. I think there'll be some backlash because some people can't differentiate her college achievements from her slow start with the WNBA. But I think she did. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, she's been balling. But she got off to a slow start. She did. So I'm saying, some people, probably won't be able to differentiate that, her college career from the WNBA. But yeah, I think based on her accomplishment in college, this year, and the acclaim that she garnered at Iowa this year, I think yeah, she should get it.
Yeah,
and if not her, then who?
I agree. She should. I mean, Asia Wilson has a real strong case because again, she did win a championship. And Caitlin hasn't won a championship, but if it's an ESPY award,
it's a popularity thing.
ESPN, they gonna give it to her. They gonna give it to her. But the backlash, D, it's gonna be backlash. They're gonna be, and it's as bad as it sounds. It's gonna be along racial lines.
Yep.
The black folks gonna know why did this little white girl get athlete of the year when Asia Wilson won a championship? So I can see it. I can see it. I might not agree with it, but I can see where there would be backlash coming from that decision. When are the ESPYs?
I don't. You were just looking at it, wasn't you?
Yeah, I didn't pay attention to it, bro. Let me see. These just say nominees.
I don't know I don't know when the ESPYs are because I ain't gonna watch it. Pretty much. I hate award shows. The one thing that I like about the ESPYs is that it in each one of your individual leagues you have the people who are the MVPs and so on and so forth, and so it gives you a chance. It gives people a chance to like see across platforms who is the best at this. You get a chance to know who some of these other athletes are and so on and so forth. But it's such again, like Rodney was saying, if it's the ESPY award, of course Caitlin Clark is going to win. It's such I hate award shows. I hate the pomp and circumstance that comes along with that kind of stuff because it stops being about the art form, it stops being about the sport, and it starts being a popularity contest and who the writers like and that kind of thing. So I will not be watching the ESPYs. I've never watched the ESPYs. Never. I've honestly never sat down and watched the ESPYs. But it was just the interesting thought. So I don't care who wins because I ain't gonna watch it. But I just thought it was interesting. It was just interesting that I saw that. So. But no, that was it. That's all I was thinking about. Ain't nothing really going on. Really, the WNBA is really staying right along where everybody thought it was, except the Minnesota
Aces.
The Minnesota Lynx are good this year. The Aces, I mean, they 10-6. They still the fifth overall seed. So. Yeah. And I still think that but they've had some injuries. Chelsea Gray has been out. So who was one of the star players, from last year's team and so on and so forth. So I think in the end,
you think Candace Parker retiring on the eve of the season starting to have anything to do with them?
No. Because I love me some Candace Parker. I love Candace Parker. Ooh, I love me some Candace Parker.
Yeah, you said that a few times.
But she retired for a reason.
Oh yeah, she did.
Candace Parker wasn't going to be the reason that the Aces won or lost. She was not.
And Caitlin having a bad shooting night again.
Yeah, so Candace Parker wasn't going to be the reason why they won or lost. So her retirement really, to me, didn't have any bearing on on where they are right now. So I think it's going right along what people think. I think once you get to the playoffs, the Vegas is going to be right in it again. Like I said, but Minnesota is having a really good season. I don't think anybody expected for the Lynx to be that good this year, to be the 3rd seed. But other than that, man, I don't think that there's really much else. I've been watching a little bit of Wimbledon, but it's just the first couple of rounds. So it is what it is. That Wimbledon and that kind of stuff usually goes right along the seeded lines until you get into about the quarterfinals or maybe the round of 16, and then you might get some upsets here and there. But no, I can't think of really anything else that's going on sports wise.
Yeah, that's about it.
Except your Aces are up 46-37, and Caitlin has 5 points at halftime. Caitlin has 5 points, 6 assists, and 6 rebounds. But she's shooting 1-7.
You watched the Olympic trials?
Man, Sha'Carri, what's Sha'Carri Land? Richardson. Man,
Simmons.
And that 200 final she ran, she got smoked. She got smoked. And I think it surprised her that them girls got in front of her like that and didn't let that lead go. It was crazy. But yeah, I watch it every night, really, because again, there's no other sports on.
Right. I watched track and field, and I was watching gymnastics. So Simone Biles, did it again,
bro.
Oh yeah.
Even though she fell off the balance beam, she still won.
When they say GOAT, when people talk about the GOAT in all these different sports, if in gymnastics you don't say Simone Biles and you've never watched gymnastics before. Yeah, because this girl, bro, do you see how high she gets up?
Man, she gets
only
up
4'8".
It's crazy, and she got like a 90-inch vertical,
190-inch vertical.
She got up so freaking high. It's like, how is this possible? But she's like 4'8" with a 90-inch vertical,
right?
Right, it's just crazy. But that was exciting watching her go out there, man. And the thing about gymnastics, man, you get nervous. Yeah. Every time you go out there, man. You get nervous for them, like woo.
Especially when they go run and do the vault, because I'm like, somebody go run into the
slip.
Back of the vault. Somebody
slip and hit the pole
and run to the back of the vault.
That was always the agony of defeat. Man, right?
Came in the whole chest in.
That would have been it for me, because I would be afraid that I'm going to do that every time after that.
Well, fellas, we've been on here long enough, and y'all know it's about to be past my bedtime. So,
we've been looking at your eyes.
Oh yeah, they get lower and lower as we go on. That's why I keep moving.
Yeah, you look like a little Stevie.
You gotta keep moving. Gotta keep it moving. But what we did not do at the beginning of the show, for each one of y'all, we enjoy doing this each and every week. We hope you enjoy it with us
each and every week.
As we do.
Yeah, we do it each and every week.
we try to do it each and every week.
We do try to do it every week.
We try.
We try.
Well, I mean, some weeks are 14 days, some weeks are 21, but we do it every week. So listen,
it is a week when we do it. It's a week when we do it.
It's doing that week. We do it during the week now.
We're doing a week.
Right.
We're doing a week.
It's during 1 week that we do it, right?
But we want to thank each and every one of you for joining us. We really enjoy doing this, man. We have fun. It gives us an opportunity to get together and talk about things that we love, which is sports. To laugh, to joke, to tell D that he's wrong about everything that he be talking about. And of course, to talk about my New York Knicks and Dallas Cowboys.
Show off my new Celtics gear. That's what we did today.
Oh, dudes need to show his Celtic gear. I forgot.
Yeah, I don't know if it came in last week, but
dudes has one more week. One more week to be proud of his Celtics, because after that it's gonna be the Knicks time again.
What?
We're gonna talk about the Knicks again. Yeah.
Now we don't mean you and Dory does.
right. We obviously means me, myself, and Rod. Because it sure as hell won't be me.
We're gonna talk about the Knicks each week. Y'all know it. Y'all know it's gonna happen. You know it's gonna. D, you know it's gonna happen. Anytime we talk about basketball, I gotta bring the Knicks back up. Come on, man. We're having a wonderful off season. But ladies and gentlemen,
off season. We having a wonderful off season.
We started early, by the way. We started a little early, by the way.
Started earlier than everybody else.
Listen, man, be quiet. I'm trying to say my closing. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for joining us. We want to, if you loved it, we thank you. If you didn't, we'll get to that in a minute. But on behalf of DOOZE, the Almighty, the Wonder Mouse, me, Rod D, before y'all go, press that like button, press that subscribe button, press that follow button, send dudes that money. And if you didn't like what we had to say, kiss it. And guess what, y'all? We out.
Don't blame it on sunshine.